I'm Gabenyeh, and this is a tutorial on how to make Ableton Live the control center of your computer's audio. So you can fully process your voice into any application, as well as fully process any computer audio to yourself. When I first wanted to achieve this, it took me about 12 hours of research over a couple of days, and I feel like most of the videos were leading me to Voicemeeter and Voicemeeter Banana, and I feel like that's something you'll see if you YouTube. And I tried for a bunch of hours with Voicemeeter, but I gotta say, for what I wanted to achieve, it definitely wasn't cutting it. There was latency issues, and there was also just really bad feedback and like loss of quality, and it really wasn't achieving what I wanted to. So I had to go a different route, and ultimately, I wish I had this video. So I wanted to make a nice quick thing on how to get this done. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is open our browser and go to sar.audio, which I'll put below. And then you're going to download and install Synchronous Audio Router with Ableton closed. And once you get that done, we're going to switch on over to Ableton. Now in Ableton, you'll have a new project. It won't look exactly like mine, but mine's the way it is because I am already using the audio processing. So first thing we're going to do is open up Options. We're going to go to Preferences. So you're going to have to go to the audio device, which will usually be your ASIO, which was for me. It's Focusrite USB ASIO. And then we are going to choose Synchronous Audio Router. From here, we're going to hit Hardware Setup. And under Windows Audio Devices, it will be blank. So we're going to have to add 4 new Windows Audio devices. So I just called them in1, in2, out1, out2. So you're going to make 2 playback audio devices and 2 recording audio devices. Both of them will have 2 channels so that they are stereo. Once you to input config, and we have these 2 new channels here. We have the 3 and 4 and the 5 and 6. Those were added because of SAR, because of Synchronous Audio Router. So we're going to highlight on the stereo input side for 3 and 4. We're going to hit OK. And then for the output config, you're going to do the same thing. OK. And then we're done here. Now, the best thing is to create 4 layers like these first 4 you see. So we have me input. It's taking the audio in from my microphone. And then it is processing it, and it is spitting it out to channel 3 and 4. So then the me monitor layer is going to take the volume from this first me layer, and it's going to send it out to external 1 and 2, which is my physical headphones. So when I enable this, I will get to hear myself just like I would sound to the person on the other end. So this is good for checking to make sure your microphone's set up, your audio processing is fine. But for most of the time, you leave it off. Now I have a desktop input layer with the external in from 3 and 4, and then the external out to 5 and 6. I create a desktop monitor layer, which is going to be the exact same as the me monitor layer, except that the input will be from desktop input. And now, the final thing that we need to do is on the master end, make sure that your Q out is 3, 4, and then I have my master out to 1, 2, but it doesn't bounce at all, so that doesn't even really matter. Okay. And then I have it soloed. So these first 4, copy all of these settings as a start, and then what you can do is you can go back into Synchronous Audio Router and you can start adding more channels. You can go into Preferences and you can enable more stereo inputs and stereo outputs, and you can start figuring out the flow of the process here. But what I have right now is the most simple way for me to process my voice and put it into the computer, and then to take the computer and process it out to me. All right, so one of the last things we have to do is make sure that all of Windows knows what our default device is. Currently, it's going to think that it's your hardware device, which for me is my Focusrite. However, we're going to have to change it to the Synchronous Audio Router devices. So you're going to you can go in the search bar on the bottom and you can type in sound and just go to Windows Sound Settings. We're going to change our output device, our default output device, to Ableton 2 synchronous audio router. We're going to change our input device to Ableton synchronous audio router. Okay, so now programs by default are going to use the synchronous audio router channels as opposed to just going through your hardware. So we're getting full processing. The last thing that I want to describe is how to separate your friends' voices in Discord from video game sounds or music. So this is very useful for streaming when you don't want to include friends in the stream. You're going to go into the voice settings, and we're going to have our input device be the Ableton synchronous audio router. This is going to be my fully affected filtered voice. However, instead of having the output be Ableton, which means that it'll go through Ableton, and Ableton is the sound that my stream records. So instead of doing that, I'm going to send the output device directly to my hardware speakers, and now no matter what, it doesn't get processed through Ableton, and there's no chance that anything on stream can be, there's no cross here. That about sums it up. This is the best that I was able to do on my own after a bunch of research, but the latency is incredibly low to the point where I can lifetime use autotune to mess with my friends, and there's not enough latency to make me trip over my own words. And I think it's really improved the experience. And now that I've had it set up this way, there's definitely no other way I'd want it. So if you have yourself some Ableton, just download SAR, get this set up, and I hope everyone's been staying safe and sane during COVID. I know there's lots of new streamers, and I figured this could help someone out there. So bless up.